strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon.
Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Set, 180. We got three, fellas, we got three.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Throwing, Rivers. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Set, block the team.
Check, nod. Watch the curve.
Behind, hey, red side.
Freeman again, a first down carry. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 5 now. Rivers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And Hopkins' kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Uses the spin. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Fight.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
30 base.
How you getting ahead? How you getting ahead?
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up second down.
Make no mistake about it, that's a really dangerous place to run that play. But the way that they're spreading the defense horizontally, you've got to think that as the game goes on, they'll find opportunities vertically downfield as well.
Set, ready, 50, plant.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
On second down, here's Graham. He gets it to Cooks. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Give them 32 on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Hey, exit. Fair. Two.
Off the play fake, here's Graham. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Ready, break.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
He's coming. We got double up.
Hey, Charlie.
58, right over there.
Hey, lock it.
58, right there. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Shift.
And that'll set them back 5.
Ready.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long.
Leo. Get it.
On play action, Graham going for the deep ball. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions and not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, something, big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 38, Rivers. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Rivers now. Funchess has it complete. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be a 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
390.
Rivers to throw it. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A 9-yard touchdown grab. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Squeeze. Check 99. Go.
Now Graham looking to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. On 3rd down, here's Graham. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Check 390. 190.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Here's Freeman. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
You got it! You got it! You got it!
It's a gain of 6.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Throwing Rivers. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Devin Funchess, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. Now a hit and a loose football, and the Bengals grab it. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each.
On 2nd down, it's Freeman, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Devontae Freeman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started, and some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Check 37. Stand. Drop. Rock it. Let go.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Look at me. Zipper. Smooth. Hey, lock it. Come. Fire.
And they go play action now. Graham. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Here we go on 4th down with Graham. He's going to wind up and air it out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Following the interception here, Rivers. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rivers. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. To throw, Rivers going for it all. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good. And that will make the lead now 26. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They go play action with Graham. He's letting it fly for Cooks. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Brandon Cooks, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
Graham will throw, and he's got it. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Phillip Rivers with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point good by Hopkins. And a rout is on here in this first half. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. Going up top. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick.
Intercepted. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
93's the mic. 93's the mic. Watch the slap.
Play action. It's Graham. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Check. Check.
You're out. Look, squeeze.
Safety's creeping.
Ready.
A toss play to Hunt.
Undercut.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage is coming through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another first down with that run.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. First and 10.
Go. Check 26. Jump back.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On second down, Brandt. Buying time to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
Hey, 79. Hey, go orange. Orange. Hey, ready.
Quarterback D-line.
Bravo.
Hatchet.
On second and 9, Rivers. Got a man, it's Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699.
180.
Mike is 59.
Hey, go orange.
Rivers on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Off the edge, it's Tyrone Crawford with a sack.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Third down.
Set. 180.
35. I got
Hey, Delta.
35.
Freeman again. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to a first down.
Here's Matt Bosher now. And look at this. It's a fake. And this is caught. Able to power through. But he will not make the first down marker. That'll be a turnover on downs. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be a turnover. Turnover on downs. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Here we go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming. Hit it.
Now it's Graham. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Here we go.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Greystone travel. Kill.
And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Ready.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, orbit. Check, 93's the mic. Shoot.
3rd down from the gun, Graham. Eluding the pressure right. This is caught. It's Cooks. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Here we go.
This quarterback now has hit on just 7 of 17 passes, 41%.
Hey, Alpha.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Get it.
On 1st and 10, it's Graham. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Check, 93's the mic. Watch the run. Check, 93's the mic. Let's make these back. Hard. Big grip.
Graham going to set up to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Pilot, 64, weak. Go.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach? Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Check 31, check 31.
Hey, echo. Wait, 89.
Here's Rivers. And he will find his man on the outside. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Freeman. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
All right, set 180.
Check 59. Time to go, night. Slam.
Through. Done.
On 2nd and 12, Rivers. It's caught by Funchess. That's on the guard, Kevin Zeitler, first-round pick back in 2012. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Off the play fake here, Rivers. Flush to his right. Funchess with a catch over the middle.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
This will be caught by Brown. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club and one we talk about all the time. In football, put you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Browns drive about to get started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
To throw from his end zone. Graham. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there for the Browns. 62 yards. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Off play action. Graham, he'll buy some time right. Catch made by Slayton. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Darius Slayton, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns get a score closer. Now the Browns offense will stay on the field as they'll go for two here. Out of the shotgun, Graham to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tough there, good pass, hit the hands, he just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
They start the drive with Lynch, and he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Check 180. Light.
Throwing, Rivers. He's going deep for Brown. This is caught. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A 4th touchdown pass there for Phillip Rivers. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Ready up.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Hey, high 7.
First down. Here's Graham. That's complete to Slayton. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But it'll be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
59, Mike. 59, Mike. Check, 59. Here we go. Mike's 5'9", Mike's 5'9".
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Graham. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
60 Pittsburgh. I got it. Check 9, check 9. Get it.
On play action, Graham. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Rock it. Switch. Hey, Charlie. Big rip.
2nd and 10. Here's Graham again. Dancing to his left. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tartt.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Red!
He's brought down back at the 16.
3rd and long for Rivers. Out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And it's incomplete. He's still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel